Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Commentary is Magic's stream on today's Sunday, January 8th, 2023. I am, as always, Grandpaws.
Big cheese?
Oh God, is it actually 2023? Ew.
2023! Let's go!
Anyway, this episode's sponsored by Razor.
No.
No, it's Boxu now. We're sponsored by Boxu. Get your Japanese snacks here.
You know what? I'd be okay with that.
Arcade and.
Arcade and. Arcade and.
And?
And.
I said my name. My name is 2023, let's go. I'm every star.
Cool. And what better way to start off 2023 than playing pony cards in a totally different country? Well, yes, playing pony cards while having a hangover in a totally different country while it rains for the entire weekend.
Is it raining the entire weekend?
It'll be raining the entire weekend.
I'm not going, but it's snowing here, so I guess have some of that.
I'm pretty sure it was snowing here.
I thought California didn't know what snow was.
Well, it comes down from the sky and then instantly melts.
We know what it is about once every 4 years.
That too.
Anyway, this is not only the first tournament of 2023, that of course being Vanhoover Pony Expo, but it is the first organized tournament since. Am I getting that wrong? Did we run one that had prize wheel? No, Ciderfest didn't have prize wheel.
No.
I believe the only thing that's had prize wheel wasn't there an online con that had it?
It was an online con that allowed it. I don't think anyone actually took advantage of it, except for maybe 2 people.
I think Roman ran some stuff with prize wheel, and I think that was, maybe one more.
The Dirty Purple players did.
Well, Operation Success, because that's kind of what prize wheel was intended to do.
Ban all purple.
No. Not until after VPE when we realized that prize wheel was a mistake.
That's okay. Yellow's standing there and just waiting for it.
Yeah.
You're not even running the format where yellow is dumb.
Yellow is dumb in every format.
Yeah, but in different ways, so it doesn't actually count.
Fluttershy is dumb in every format.
Fluttershy is indeed dumb, no thoughts, head empty in every format.
We're not here to talk about her right now. We're here to talk about Canada and stuff.
Well, let's talk about Canada and stuff. Let's talk about what we're going to run in Canada. Now, for those of you who have not watched one of these streams before, we put on... I wish I had the template here. Maybe I can
find the template.
Yeah, I'm going to go find the template. 1 second.
Okay, so basically, here's what we're running. The moment I get across the border, I'm finding the nearest Tim Hortons and buying 250 packs of Timbits.
Correct. And we will eat them.
And that is going to be breakfast and snacks throughout the weekend.
Okay, got it. I have found the template. Okay. So before we actually get into what we're running, let's take a moment and remind everyone why we discussed this. To state the obvious, the 4 of us here are players just like the rest of you, mostly, saying that Ivory's not going to be there in person and will be commentating instead, but, regardless. Even though this may be a little selfish, we like to play in major events ourselves because our love of playing the game is a big part of why we continue to organize events and do what we can to help the game flourish. And we sincerely hope that y'all don't hold that against us for wanting to play this game that we spend so much time and that we enjoy so much. Now, playing in events that we organize might seem like a conflict of interest. And you might think that we're going to unload some new top secret combo deck and destroy the meta, or we're just in there to win all the promos for ourselves. Okay, first off, no. Anytime we print promos, we have so many promos.
Thank you for reminding me, by the way. I need to go pack like 40 Trixie Rock Farmers for a certain person.
Yes. So many promos. Okay. So that's not it. right? And we're not out here to just destroy the meta, because destroying metas and wrecking a game that you continue to put a bunch of effort into supporting doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's kind of dumb. So that's why we do this. That's why we present these decks. Number one, to be transparent. And number two, to more or less try to even the playing field and give other players the chance to adapt. Now, that last part might sound like we're boasting, like a certain, light blue unicorn. That we're so confident in our decks that we're just going to reveal them a week beforehand. But that is not true. I believe that we were making changes or still finalizing the lists in this sheet about 30 seconds.
Literally asking Cheese to be like, wait, hold up. You're going to regret that. You're going to want to change that card.
I'm not.
You're going to want to change that card.
I am not. Anyway, yeah, we do kind of have to lock in. Now, to keep us from actually going crazy, having revealed our deck, a full week in advance, we have the caveat that we can swap up to 5 cards in our decks out with something else in each list. So
literally the only reason GP let that go.
It's fine. So we're just trying to be transparent about our intentions and our goals, and we hope that everyone has as much fun as we do. Okay. Disclaimer out of the way. Prize Wheel is out. We're playing an adventure. It's still kind of like the Wild West, kind of like the New Frontier. Who's ready to see some weird stuff?
Boosting to New Frontiers. The 2 Sonic fans watching got that.
I see.
Want to go down the list?
Do we want to look at a list?
Let's do it. Pick someone.
I was going in order.
Okay.
Card's so small.
So, this is a strange one. But this is my list. And I think it's going to be amusing. The thing that got me thinking about playing Growcord Yellow is not actually even a yellow card. It's Princess Cadence Royal Envoy. I got thinking about how Scary Story can be a very, very good card in playing Color Denial, because you can shut off your opponent's main for a turn. And then I got to thinking about how Royal Envoy is the closest thing that we're going to end up getting to F-Stop outside of F-Stop himself in the adventure meta. And if I could just find ways to put power counters on Royal Envoy, then I could potentially get Scary Story or Bailout or Melted Expectations or, whatever back every single turn. And it turns out that those cards are either orange or yellow, which means that Great Seedling says when you play one of those cards, you get to put 2+1 power counters on one of your friends with printed power 2 or less, which Cadence has, which she needs in order to bring back one of those events. Additionally, you've got other support here, like Modpie Not Amused, who by herself can't be frightened, which is very good defense against one of the most common forms of disruption in adventure. And if she has 4 power, i.e. you have played any single orange or yellow event with Seedling on the field, now none of your friends can be frightened. And you can play Canterlot Citizens, who also have 2 or less power, who can get really big at home, and you can just run a disruptive suite of events with a little bit of protection in the form of Golden Parachute and defensive position, and otherwise just stick it problems with Flutterjack, and yeah, that's the idea. Is it going to work? I don't know, but I like the idea of being able to play Bailout or Scary Story every single turn, not only for free, but also for value. Now, the thing is, you're still playing Growcord in a format that has trading traditions, which means you're obligated to run 3 copies of Rarity and Trenderhoof, because you just start with that problem because it's too good not to.
Yeah.
I know in Meticulous Talk stream yesterday they were mentioning that no one had played Tagging Out yet, the orange not orange problem. Well, here you go. Here it is. This is the one. Also, Call of the Cutie. One of the few cards that still exists in Adventure that references +1 power counters on characters. So if the first time each turn you put a +1 power counter on a character here, you may put another +1 power counter on another of your characters here, including your main, which makes up for the fact that Grokord gets much smaller when you boost him. And I mean, who doesn't like +1 power counters on orange mains? That doesn't trigger anybody.
Totally okay.
Anyway, that's it. It's orange-yellow control that is going to try to hose like single value characters as much as possible across multiple turns, and we'll see.
Sounds fun. For someone.
For someone.
Okay. That it?
That's all I got here.
Okay. Let's go on to the next one. Hey, it's Bluna. But Bluna white.
I haven't seen this kind of archetype since
Since
High
Diamonds.
Magic.
No,
BronyCon 2016.
High Magic era Bluna.
Yeah, basically.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
I ran this in High Magic era.
You did not. There are prize wheel cards in here. You are a liar.
I
Yeah.
ran this style of Bluna in High Magic.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, the special thing about this style is like there's a 10-carat hat in this deck. Why is there a 10-carat hat in a Bluna list? Well, because Coco Pomel. She says when you attach a resource to a friend or to a character, you may move that character. And so you get to turn all your plus power, etc. do thingy cards into movement, which adds quite a bit of value to them. And then Obsidian, because, resources are cool. Be cool if we could copy them. And then some blue, let's go fast.
Including Fleetfoot.
Yeah. So yes, from prize we have Fleetfoot and Outrageous Outfit. Fleetfoot is interesting. It's free movement, and it can grow, although in this deck, growing larger than 2 is questionable. You could do it, but it's a little dangerous to do.
Because you won't get the free movement past that point.
Well, you can, but only if you can keep around a bigger friend and you're moving that friend, and it's maybe. We'll see. What else is interesting in here? I guess the other interesting little trick is Golden Horseshoe. It reattaches, which triggers Coco. So more movement.
Seems good.
Seems good. But other than that, it's kind of like just a Bluna white.
I love AK Yearling so much in Bluna decks. She's such a good card.
She really is. Just stack your triggers right.
The Outrageous Outfit is interesting too, because it means you can start doing single confront stuff with Bluna if you want to, so you're not necessarily committed to having to go for the DFO every single turn.
Yeah. A little sad that it's not the same ability as Rarity. It's only 1 point. But yeah, and the problem deck, it's all 2 bonus except for Tarnished.
Yeah, but Tarnished has to be there.
It does. I don't know if there needs to be 2 of them. Probably not, but
You can swap one of those out later.
Yeah.
Let's see, and you've got Stop Fighting and Rutherford as far as Frighten is concerned. Your resource removal is Fashion Overload, so that's a little bit better than what blue normally has for resource removal.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're in white anyway, you might as well, but I've decided that property damage is kind of good.
Depends on the resource that you're dealing with. There are resources where it basically has no text.
Yeah, but you just don't use it against those resources.
Yeah, but you need an answer against them.
Yeah.
Just go faster, obviously.
Yeah, that's what Fluttershy would say. Also, Fluttershy would also say, "Lol, I'm yellow."
I mean, that's also true. Well, I wish your Coco the best of luck.
Yeah. The deck can do things without her, but it's definitely good when she's out.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all I got on this deck. Let's take a look at the next one. Which... Wait, what are you running, Ara?
This deck, obviously.
This thing.
Did I click the right thing?
Did you click the right thing?
I did. I'm just very surprised.
We're still waiting for it to load.
I just was not expecting this to be an Ara deck.
It's the last thing he ran in Adventure. At BabsCon.
Correct. And I'm going to see if I can Katamari Damacy my way to another high finish. It's a farm deck.
Yeah?
It can also kind of go fast. And that's exactly what I expect it to do.
Gotta go fast.
Yes. I'll go fast and push faces in.
I will always remember the game you played at BabsCon this year where, like, turn 1, you played Double Troublemaker and your opponent was so confused.
Just looking at me like,
I have sideboarded wrong.
Bona doesn't play Troublemakers? What's
Well,
going on here?
One troublemaker would be like, okay, weird time to play a Starlight Glimmer. Well, why are there two? I have made a mistake.
Yep.
And then the villains started getting uncovered.
Also, you have the wrong Legion of Doom in there. That card is illegal.
Yeah.
Oh, so it is. Whatever, it's not like I don't have literally 50 more of the things. No, Cursed asks, no modifications at all? No, not really. There's nothing from Prize Wheel that goes in here. The only thing that even fits is Fleetfoot, and I'm gonna be honest, you don't add 1/1/2s to a farming list. Doesn't seem like a real good idea to me. Like, this list already makes a bunch of compromises to have the go fast friends. But unfortunately, if you can get a hold of the shield, it's not too bad.
Yeah, the 3 shields is really going to be key here. And I mean, you're going to have to figure out what if you're just going to run straight up 3 copies of the new Legion in place of the 3 in here, or if you'll split it up between different troublemakers, because you do have the option.
No, it'll just switch to the new Legion.
No
Like,
love, no love for Trixie, huh?
In the grand scheme of things, Trixie seems kind of bad. This has a lot of stuff that wants to do things, on enters play. And if it breaks your Rutherfords, that's bad.
Yeah.
And if it breaks your Plushy Dashes, that's also bad.
Yeah, that's fair. You should clearly play Storm King. Storm King in your Bluna farm.
No, this sounds like...
Yeah, definitely do that.
I mean, look...
And while you're at it, take your Plushie Dash and Prince Rutherford out.
Actually, the Chrysalis may be an interesting option, right? Because that impacts you far less than it does even, like, Ambassador of Loyalty. So Chrysalis, maybe.
In theory, this would have a better time recovering, but you're going to have a bad time unless you have plushy dash or enough stuff in your hands to get Bluna back up there and have a fighting chance.
It's fine. Just keep Tarnished Reputation in play forever.
The timing on that's wrong.
Yeah, you don't want to leave Chrysalis there for a turn unattended. That's fair. Yeah, you might be right. This might just not have.
I don't think there's a whole lot that needs to change. It works. Like, I think if you're going to choose this particular route, this is maybe not the global maxima for the meta, but this is certainly very close to a local maxima.
Yeah, checks out.
Also, it's funny because Luna gets to beat up Nightmare Moon.
Eh.
It is funny. Okay, well, that'll be a fun one.
Okay. Let's see the deck that won't be at the event.
Not unless someone chooses to run it. Obviously, I will be commentating, as was said before, but if I was there, what can I say? I like to do face roll things. It's Rainbow Dash, One Punch Mare, Farm, Adventure, whatever you want to call it.
Can't be One Punch Mare. You don't have Burst of Speed.
That's okay. I'll make my own burst of speed.
Nothing made me as angry as seeing the Burst of Speed into just enough AT to play Thunder Lane and just being like, I hated that.
We find other ways to cheat.
Yeah, now you just get Thunder Lane for free off of Pony of Shadows.
Yeah, exactly.
Forget spending cards. Nah, I'm just going to rip Thunder Lane right out of my deck into play.
Now, this is basically what you would expect out of a blue farm list. No surprises, just everything supporting the beat up Troublemaker strategy. And I mean, you can go fast, not as reliably as the Bluna list, but you have a lot more. You have the up on the face-offs, so
You shouldn't need to rely on the aggro quite as much because your farm game plan will be more consistent.
that's the hope.
And the layers are obviously irritating, so it gives you a good amount of control. You can buy for time, shut down Octavia combo with that. I hadn't even thought of that. That would be really bad.
I mean, layer basically is just there to annoy the aggro combo players. Control's not gonna care, and
What's the flip on that?
On layer 4,
it's 4.
Oh, that's an okay number.
it's a good number. I was a little surprised you weren't considering running it. It's a good card.
It has numbers in it.
Have to break my rule and sideboard that out against anything.
I
Any
mean,
other
it's
farm?
100% a sideboard card, but it's definite. The decks that you would keep it in against, they are not going to be happy to see it.
I don't know. There's something there. Wait, is this seriously running?
Is what seriously running what?
Okay, I make that comment about not wanting to run. Okay, fine. Grandpa Gruff's not a 1/1.
Grandpa Gruff is not a 1/1. You're
Yeah, but
fine.
it flips for 3, doesn't it?
Correct.
Yes.
Yes, it just flips for 3.
Well,
there's an asterisk on that, but yeah.
Yes. The 3 persists a bit longer than the flip does, so.
Well,
Okay,
you
so
also,
we've got,
if I recall correctly, have to have a character there.
involved in the face-off, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we've got 2 mono blue lists, both of which are farming with 2 different mains. We've got a Bluna white hats aggro list, and we've got a Growcord yellow splash white control list. This is adventure. We just printed Dr. Hooves and Trixie. Where are the pink-purple decks?
Be the change you wish to see in the world.
That requires more than 5 cards.
I was always like this. You guys just adopted it.
I ain't adopted squat.
Born in it, raised in it, I don't know, some nonsense.
So we have control, farm, and aggro.
We do have control farm and aggro.
Where's the combo deck?
Well, that's a question of which combo deck you'd want to play.
You have options. One of them is garbage. One of them is garbage for other reasons.
Which 2 are you thinking about here?
It's all combo, it's all garbage. That's the joke.
Do you want me to actually say which ones I'm thinking about?
Yeah, let's say which ones you're thinking about.
Why is no one running?
The Granny Smith one is garbage because it's actually just terrible. The Zippo is garbage because why? Like, why are you doing this?
I mean, at least look.
But
from my
it
perspective,
won
Zippo is fine.
invitationals.
Zippo did
Because-
very well in invitationals. Yes, this is true. In
Did
fact,
it actually?
did Zippo do
Yes.
very well in invitationals?
No, it's just the 2 people who played it just won or something. I don't know.
Well, it could have lost all its games, and that could still happen. I don't actually
Except
remember the record.
That did not happen.
I
It
don't-
won most of its games.
I don't know if I lost a single game with Zippo in the invitational as I'm going back and thinking about it.
The
I'm-
games I saw it play, it won all of them. But I
Okay.
did not see all of them, so I am assuming it could have possibly lost some.
Oh, maybe? I'm actually trying to think if I've lost a game with Zippo in that
Cursed
tournament.
confirms it did win most of its games.
Its only losses to itself? Wow.
Was it? Oh, okay. Yeah, it didn't come out very often, was the thing.
I played it a lot more than you did, yeah.
Mirror matches don't count for that.
Right.
Like, if the only thing you lose to is yourself,
Like Stunning Wonder in the Harmony tournament at Ponyville Cider Fest last year, which
still-
I'm not salty about.
It was the core list that we played against each other, or the core tournament that we played. I never
Me
played
too.
Cheese in Harmony.
so salty that you could just like boil GP up and start making pasta.
I mean, you really could. It's fair. Look, there's a lot of dumb stuff in this game right now, and if you've heard us talking about any of it, you know that we're not sitting here in a cave, like blind to what is going on in the meta. So, without saying anything, all I'm going to sit here and say is, if you ever wanted to play some really degenerate garbage, maybe now would be a good time to do so.
Cough. Hint.
So, if you ever wanted to understand why Zippo was broken and you looked at the decks in invitationals and thought, wow, this isn't even weaponized, I can make this so much worse. And yes, you can. By all means, please. We have it coming. Likewise, if you just want to sit there and have fun and play blue, and we can have like 9 blue players and then 1 non-blue player, that's also totally fine.
We're just going to sit here and play blue. It's fun.
That
Okay,
sounded like some shade.
So now, since we have a little bit of extra time, I think this would be fun, right? We know a few players who are expected to be participating. We won't address one of them since we know the actual list they're playing, but what else do you expect that we might see in this tournament?
Who's showing up?
Well,
So us, my cyber.
Right.
Pages.
Do I get to be mean here?
Pages, Max, Diamond
know-
Song.
I know there will be at least. I expect there to be at least 2 like Thorax mono yellow lists.
No,
I
I don't
think
so.
we'll
I think
see an
Diamond's up to
Alicorns.
something else.
I think
No,
we'll see an
that I
Alicorns.
wasn't referring to Diamond. I think that there are 2 other people non-diamonds that will be playing Thorax.
And Diamond's not going to be playing Thorax anyway. Diamond's going to be playing Yonabar, I bet.
I'm
So my
no
guess is
no bet. No bet.
my guess is 2 Thorax, something pink purple I think will show up, or purple pink, either one.
Who do you think's going to run that, though? Like, who do you know that... Okay, do you count Alicorns as that, in that it has pink as its primary color and there's also purple somewhere in it?
No.
Do you think someone will legitimately go to the tournament playing a pink-purple or purple-pink deck?
I mean, it's either that or they're going to run their not a counter farm deck.
Oh, that's who you're thinking of. Okay, one of those two things may be... Yeah, I could see one of those two things.
If someone going that isn't us was going to play it, it would be him.
Yeah.
Sorry, Hithrock, you're predictable.
You're just putting Hithrock on blast. Okay, fine. It's my turn to put someone on blast.
Okay, who are you putting on blast?
Sokol.
I mean, sure, it's going to be Selena with no print and play cards. Come on, we know what Sokol's going to run.
Let's get a print and play card.
No, he doesn't. He has never once run a Selena list with any print and play cards in it. He cuts it off at Friends Forever.
Okay, but that deck.
Yes, that deck. So more mono blue.
It's tasty.
Max is going to be the wild card. Max always
Yeah,
ends up coming
he's
up
gonna
with
be a
some
bit of
cool
blue.
stuff.
I'm also going to throw Orange Farm in there. I think there might be an Orange Farm there.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. We could see Feathers come back and play Orange Farm.
Oh, fair. All right. Anyone from chat got any thoughts here?
Carson says if it ain't broke in reference to Sokol's deck. Yeah. He does continue to put up pretty consistent results with it, so... There's some other interesting things people have been tweaking with. I know that Bugle had been messing with orange-white unicorns, I think. That would be a fun list to play. I was very, very close to running the Royal Tutor Magic Instructor Tranquility Mistbane Moist Brain BS. Please Sokol include Krogar TM. Yes. Sokol, if you're watching this stream, and we know you're not, just run Krogar. Please. You don't have to do anything else, just that one.
Just the Grogar so you can get more shots off the Tempest.
Yes. Do you think we're going to see Stunning Wonder?
If you do, you'll only see 1 or 2.
Do you think we will see Day Shift?
If you see Stunning Wonder, you will probably see Day Shift.
If
with
you
it.
see yellow, you'll see Day Shift.
That's not true. I am running Flutterjack instead.
If you see
that's
Stunning
fair.
Wonder,
If you
will
see a
see
yellow,
Day
if you
Shift.
see a yellow main,
Okay, that's fair. Do you think we'll see Bugfest? That was another one that's been doing pretty well recently.
Those
Maybe.
Crayola bugs.
The Crayola bug is an interesting thing in a very Bluna heavy meta because Bluna basically has to flip, so you're able to get access to one of the best aggro abilities and then both of your colors and just do the ETB stuff. I think it's actually quite strong in a Bluna meta. With a little bit of tweaking. But we could see that. Regardless, I think it's going to be pretty exciting to see what happens with this and to see what people are trying with some of the new price wheel cards. What do you believe is the most commonly played price wheel card we're going to see?
Okay, hold up. Let's go
look at the
look at
list.
our options.
I think this one's easy, so I'll say last. Animoy says, what else would there be besides Adventure? We are also running a cube draft tournament Friday evening using Paige's extra special curated cube. But as far as streamed events, it's just going to be Adventure. Vanhoover is usually pretty light on organized tournaments.
I mean, if we've got the stuff set up, we might as well try to stream Cube.
I mean, yeah, we can try that.
I mean, don't expect commentary necessarily, but an interesting glimpse.
Stream all the things. Take the whole streaming setup to go get Coco Mama.
I'm sure that won't get you any weird look.
Look, some of the people who roll around pony cons just filming everything, that's just the same thing.
Okay, Animoy just said stream the Timbits, so, like...
Bunch of weird Americans rolling into the Timbits, just being like, oh my god, Timbits!
We're gonna... Okay, so here we go. Aracat eats 6,000 Timbits, mukbang, no edits.
I don't know how you think it's obvious which would be the most popular.
He's probably thinking Fleetfoot because of all the blue.
No.
No?
No.
No.
No, it's not Fleetfoot. Fleetfoot is an interesting card, but it's a card that doesn't fit into a whole lot of stuff. You have to be running the right kind of deck that wants that.
Right, it needs to be small blue. And a lot of stuff right now is big blue.
Right. See, I suspect that I'm going to agree with GP on what the most common thing is here.
The most common.
I think you're probably right, Ara. Without knowing what you're thinking of, I think I know.
What does Ara think it is?
Well, what do you think it's going to be, Cheese?
I think it's going to be a cute pony.
I don't have an answer.
I think it's going to be Overwhelming Aroma.
Interesting. Okay. I'm actually going with Scary Story.
Okay.
Those were the two I was looking at, and then also Outrageous Outfit.
Well, unless someone goes Yona Bar.
I just don't think Scary Story is that crazy. I don't know.
The Scary Story is a what is it? It just straight up obsoletes something.
Well, Scary Story, for purposes of Bluna, is copies 4 through 6 of Bailout, where you make her useless for a turn.
Yeah.
Which I guess would be better to say copies 4 through 6 of like Melted, right? But being able to do that for 1 AT is quite good.
Yeah.
However, given that we have a number of decks that we know people have played, which include white, that I'm running a copy, were you running 2 copies in yours? I can't remember.
I'm not running any.
You're not running any? Okay.
No.
But we have a white main that lets you do aggro things by playing any cards with white play requirement, which that one does. I think we're going to see more Overwhelming Aromas than we will other prize wheel cards at this particular tournament.
It depends on how many people end up running white, but yeah, that's probably a fair call. It's annoying enough that I almost wish I was willing to switch over to property damage.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the 4 on Winterzola and trashed too much.
Understood. You can always swap stuff if you need to. And I mean, Winterzilla can still deal with it, so can Trashed.
Yeah, I can't deal with it fast enough, though, is the problem.
And then your opponent plays like 15 copies of Stygian and gives you 15 copies of Overwhelming Aroma, and you're just like, but why?
No, then I'm pretty sure I just fall over and die of asphyxiation.
Yeah.
I've never particularly liked the smell of cheap perfume.
What about the smell of wine?
I had not experienced being bombarded with cheap perfume until I went holiday shopping this last year and had to walk through the perfume department to get to where I was going.
The vapor cloud.
It was ridiculous. I got like blasted in the face with one of them, and it was impossible to breathe. It was horrible. Why? Why is this a thing we do to people? Golden Note says, always hate going through there. I totally agree.
People still go to malls.
Yes, people still go to malls.
Can't just
My
Going
mall has a
in
Costco next to it, so I guess I technically do.
That shopping center sounds ridiculous.
It was a very awful idea, and it's a nightmare, but whatever.
It's a one-stop shop, I guess. Anyone in chat have any other ideas on what the most commonly played prize wheel card might be coming out of this tournament? Let's hear some other thoughts. Who's gonna say torch? Who's gonna be spicy and say torch? No one's gonna say torch.
No.
Well, I don't know if the meta's really started swinging around this way yet. Maybe. Maybe.
I hope someone plays Doctor Hoops. I think you're right, Ivory. I think there will be at least one person there that plays Doctor Hoops. It's just a matter of what else they play it with. How many Trixies are we gonna see, huh?
Trixie's AT gen, so probably everyone who's playing a purple deck.
Animoy says they'd like to see the new purple event that moves and stops
Worn
further
Out.
plays. Yeah, worn out. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good. It's a
I
good card.
yeah, I went when deciding on what deck to run. I went and looked at the prizeable cards, saw a bunch of purple, and was like, maybe do something purple. But I feel like control decks require a lot more testing and development work to get something that actually functions.
Nah, you just throw it out there and just hope something sticks. It's great. That's how we end up with super fun, super effective decks like So Now Go Moon.
It worked for one of you.
See, but I think you
kinda-
sat there and were like slowly brewing on that for a couple of months before you're finally like, yeah.
I mean,
bet that'll work.
I mean, a little in my head, but I was doing the same thing with this list too. Have I actually sat there and played a true game with it? No. Did I spend 3 weeks thinking about how I was going to include all these cards together before finally putting it down on paper? Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Was that your first problem?
Was what my first problem?
Thinking.
Thinking was the first problem with the control deck, yes.
This is why you just remove thinking from the equation and run face roll.
Which is why you start with Trading Traditions and then just jam Rarity and Trenderhoof on turn 1. Correct. No thoughts, head empty.
Oh, ew. Ew.
What do you mean, ew?
Ew.
I literally mentioned that.
Yes, and I've been sitting here thinking about it for the past 30 minutes and just being
That's
like,
That's just all you do. Just turn 1, just do this. Turn 1, play 1. Turn 2, play the second one. It's like Yellow Parasprite Adventure. It's great.
Why?
Except you get to play it. You get to play the card they discard. It's awesome. And you get a body out of it. It's almost better than Yellow Parasprite. Trenderhoof and Rarity can be entry if you believe.
Have belief.
yes, that's actually true.
Yeah? Yeah, they can.
Gross.
Now here's the other thing to consider, right? Think about all the other orange-white shenanigans that exist out there, like with Sweetie Belle and with Firelight and with Sweetie Belle Field Twirler and Aroma and Heatwave and Bailout and all those shenanigans. Yeah, all those friends, they're unicorns too. So now you get the idea of what Bewill's going for in orange-white unicorn tribal.
Yes, and I have a perfectly good solution to Sweetie Belle Most Traditional.
Which is?
103.4.
A player can
XD.
concede the game at any time?
Yep.
Yeah. You start getting rid of his deck, and he just gets rid of the game entirely.
Sweetie Belle causes me psychic damage.
Perils of the Warp.
Yes.
Is Sweetie Belle a psyker?
Possibly.
Is that why her voice is so shrill?
I'm sure there's a Warhammer 40k crossover fanfic where Sweetie Belle is a psyker somewhere on FimFiction.
In Iron Hearts, the CMC are Plague Marines.
Why?
It's actually really funny.
Yeah, but so is the one where, like, Pinky gets stuck inside a dreadnought.
I think
Like-
it's the same one.
You know what? I kind of appreciate it, though, because 40k is so grimdark that it can't even take itself seriously. It's so edgelordy that you have to, like, break character with it. So, yeah, sure. Ponies in 40k are fine.
Never forget when someone at a game store got mad at me because I said 40k's lore was stupid at one point.
40k's lore is stupid. It's really stupid.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think okay. So we're just sitting here BSing at this point. So I think that will about wrap up our discussion on this topic.
No, we're not done discussing how utterly gross Rarity and Trenderhoof turn 1 is.
Reminder to people who are going to be attending the con: bring extra dice, extra sleeves, drink water, eat actual food, take breaks.
10 bits.
6-2-1 rule, all that.
10 bits. 10 bits are actual food.
Eat good food.
10 bits.
Timbits.
I don't think I can say that one with a straight face.
How about Tim Beebs?
Depends a little bit
They're
on
actually
which flavor of
pretty
Timbits.
good.
I know, and I hate it that they are. Oh well. It will wrap up our discussion on this topic for today. We would like to give a big shout out to all our patrons on Patreon. Thank you so much for your regular support. If you aren't currently a patron but you enjoy what we do, please consider donating, as doing so enables us to continue making content like this and lets you earn some great perks as a bonus. If you have comments or questions you'd like to send our way, feel free to reach out to us through Facebook, Twitter, or email. And if you're a patron, you can also chat live with us on Slack any day, anytime, because someone's going to stay up late playing video games. Or building toxic control decks, one of the two.
Greg.
Finally, if you're looking to watch any of our previous videos, including tournament recordings, you can find them on our YouTube channel, linked just below the stream. With all that said, thank you to each and every one of our viewers, both here now and watching this recording later. We are, as always, Commentary is Magic. I am, as always, Grand Paws.
Big Cheese?
What was I doing? Cat.
Ivory Starlight.
And we'll see you for our stream, which will have live commentary provided by Ivory Starlight and Cursed Courts, and maybe another guest.
Yeah. Adventure is Saturday, right?
Adventure is Saturday.
So maybe streaming Friday, definitely streaming Saturday.
Yep.
Well, bye.
Bye.